Hey there, guys, it's Metro, and today we're back with another YouTube live stream for ya. And in this one, we're going to be completing the leveling process here on the Paladin. Can't see because of the webcam, but you can see it now. I am 59, right? So, we had a very nice Christmas, but it's time to get back to World of Warcraft, at least for a little bit. I have more. I gotta get some holiday stuff done tonight and tomorrow, but then I got work on Thursday. But other than that, I don't have anything to do. We have work on Thursday. Let's see, and then the following Monday I have work, and then after that I'm off again for another whole week not because I want to be off. This time I'm off because the doctor I work with is going away for 4 days. So I have a lot of time to play this video game, so I definitely will be playing. Oh, what a surprise. Anyway, I definitely will be playing this character, and I will be playing my druid, and I might even be playing, I still have a priest and a warrior as well. I might be playing those as well, but I'm not 100% sure exactly what I'm going to be doing yet. Oh my god, why is it always polymorph? Like, can't you just attack me like a regular fucking person? I don't understand. Why you gotta get me off the mount? These people, dude. Just go away. Like, I don't understand what this guy is like benefiting from just sitting here attacking people for all day. Especially since like 6 of the people that ran by were level 40s. The people who play this game are really confusing to me. I understand like world PvP and shit, but like, what are you doing, dude? You're fighting people who have literally no interest in being fought. They're just trying to run to where they're trying to go. Basically, just being a fucking dick. But anyway, yeah. So I have a lot of time, especially today and tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and tonight and tomorrow evening. I won't have much time to play, but I will definitely be 60 today, one way or the other. Even if it's after I get back tonight, and then I'll be doing dungeons. Definitely will be doing BRD tomorrow, 100% chance. How does this guy get by? Where's the mage gun? The fuck. Anyway, yeah, I need a lot of gear from BRD, so I need like 3 different pieces. I need the Golem Skull Helm from BRD. That's from the Golem boss right before Imp. I need the Golem Shard Leggings, I think they're called. No, that's a BOE. I don't know. I need some like leggings with defense on them from the dwarf, like the dwarf ghosts. That's right before the previous boss I mentioned. And then I need the trinket from General Angerforge for sure. Get rid of one of these shitty ass trinkets. And then after I get those 3 pieces, we're on to DM West to farm the other trinkets. Whichever one, whatever one I still have, I'll replace at that point. I'll probably get rid of this one first. And then we need the weapon. It's like a spell power weapon. And then at that point, I'm fucking Gucci. But I also need to find a belt. I think I'm probably going to end up going with that green belt, the Stalwart's Clutch. It's like a green from killing like Pyron and the quest around Pyron. And you have to go in and kill Incendius. So yeah, I might try to do that actually. I might try to go solo Pyron once I'm 60. And I don't know if I can do it. But anyway, probably not. I'll probably get ganked while I'm doing it. But anyway, I need to do that. And then I need to find some. Oh, here we go again. It's the same guy. Jesus Christ, man. Why am I stuck? Why can't I move? Can't you guys go away, man? Like, I don't know. What's the point? Can somebody tell me the point? Anyway, and now look like they're gonna like go, yeah, they're gonna like go ahead to try to kill me a second time. It's like, Jesus, man, can't you guys get a fucking life or a job? Can you guys go do something productive with your time? I'm trying to play the video game. You guys are wasting my time. Anyway, yeah, I need to. So the legs would be from there. Helm would be from there. And then trinket, one of the trinkets. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do about rings. The rings that are apparently the best are kind of a pain in the ass to get, so I probably will just do. I might try to farm the what's it called? AT rings, or whatever they call them. Sunken Temple is what people mostly call it. The Sunken Temple quests. Look at this fucking guy; it's just a sheep. I mean, all it takes is one if all three of these people just banded together and killed this fucking guy, we wouldn't be worried at all. Look how many fucking... Oh, there we go. So now people are actually gonna fight each other. Anyway. Oh, god damn it. I just pressed... Alright, we'll kill this guy. There you go. Fucking retard. I literally cannot stand... Like, I totally understand, you know, PvP realm. It's just gonna be PvP, but that is just such a waste... What the fuck? Okay. Nostcore hashtag 2016. Anyway, that is just not... That's not PvP right there. That's just being a jackass, you know what I mean? We're not running through this area to PvP. We're running through this area to go to a fucking 5-man. You know what I mean? You don't need to be a jackass and just sit there stopping people from getting to where they're trying to go. But anyway, so yeah, then I need to find a belt from somewhere. Like I said, it's probably going to be that green. I might actually go with the tier. I have the tier braces ready. Yeah, the tier is not exceptional for paladins outright, but it's actually pretty good for prot because of the amount of stats that's on it. Intellect is nothing to sneeze at as prot, and the mana per 5 is actually probably the best stat on that piece. But the belt has a good amount of armor. It's got like 100 more armor than the piece I have on now, which of course, once again, nothing to sneeze at. And it's got healing, plus to healing, which is really bad. Like it's not a good belt for holy either, because the other belt, there's really good belts out there, but so I wouldn't use that for holy, but it's like it's got a lot of stam, a lot of int, and a lot of armor on it. So I wonder, you know, the plus to healing is just wasted, but I wonder if it's worth it. I don't know. We'll make that decision once we get to 60. I'm not convinced yet that I'm gonna buy it, but I should probably buy the boots of avoidance. I think those would be really good to have. The big thing I'm worried about on this character is actual survival. You know, typically threat is kind of the concern, but after watching a few people do paladin tanking on this server, it certainly does not look like it's going to be that much of an issue keeping threat on anything, especially when I do the undead dungeons. Even without taunt, like I was watching a few people run with like full tier 2 mages and shit like that, and you know, no taunt, no problem. As long as you have exorcism up, you everything dies and can stay on you infinitely. Looks like there's a little bit of lag early, but hopefully we won't encounter this all day. This is still kind of dangerous, even after leveling up 5 times. There's still a lot of randomness to it. I can't seem to figure out what's causing it. I think sometimes maybe the shield proc, sometimes crits. I'm not sure, but as you see here, I'm pretty low already. But yeah, as long as everything dies in this holy shield, which does, perfect. Only 2 mobs left, and we're all set. And then we look like it's easy, you know what I mean? But around the middle there, it looked like it was pretty dangerous. Like, holy shit, I might not survive this. And a bunch of people have said that they've nerfed the drops on these. Like, they drop less overall. It's not like they drop certain things less or more things often. But, like, it's less likely to get anything from them, is what people are saying. And I think I could agree with that because... let's turn music on as well. I think I could agree with that because it certainly seems like, I just killed 8 mobs and only 2 had loot, you know? So, I don't know. So I just pull that first pack. Now this pack here is a pain in the ass, so we're just going to wait for mana anyway. We can't pull it right now. We'll get full mana up just from regen, natural regen. And then we'll follow these this patrol here. It's kind of a pain because the path that you have to take as a paladin, since you have no ranged ability to pull these with, is really annoying. I have to kind of go right up to them, and I almost always get meleeed before I get back, and it's really shitty. Luckily, I have all CDs up, and every time the server crashes, CDs reset. I don't know if you guys have noticed that on the stars, but that's pretty convenient when you're doing this as a paladin, because that means I could lay on hands potentially every time a server crashes. And usually, last night it crashed like 3 times on me, so I lay on hands like 3 times within an hour. It was pretty funny. I need to set up the get rid of grid as well here, because this shit's outdated. Alright, here we go. So yeah, we have to like just follow up closely. We're gonna target that mob there. Let's see it, yeah, that mob there. We're gonna grab that thing by social aggro, I guess is what you call it. I don't know, body pull it, and then run as fucking fast as we can because it's a long way back. And we stun it, pull it. There we go. Okay, so now that one is gonna be the one that's closest. Pop. See, look at it, just like gets closer somehow. They're like sprinting all of a sudden. I don't know if that's a server lag or something, but I've actually used all 3 of my charges of shield by now, so yeah, I don't know. This is always a pain. I wish Paladin, I don't know why. I don't know who created this game and gave Paladin no taunt and no way to pull. Like, how is it, who the fuck is, like, it's just so bizarre to me. I don't understand. Every other spec in the video game has a ranged ability. Paladin is the only spec in the entire game that is limited like that. And even the class like Hunter, right, that has like a dead zone, they still have melee abilities too. I could at least understand if like Hunter was literally incapable of doing damage at melee, because then it would make sense. It's like, all right, Paladins are literally incapable of doing damage at range, so Hunters are the antithesis to that. But no, they have melee, melee abilities. It's like I don't understand. I really don't. Couple small things that if were implemented in Classic, basically if Paladins were real, like if the specs were good, like they are in TBC even, and they had the badge system in 5-mans, Classic would be the best expansion ever, no doubt. Like the best time period in WoW, no doubt. It's still amazing, don't get me wrong, that's why I'm playing it, but there's a couple of major flaws. Another big flaw is the loot system. If they had auto loot, even an option in the game, I would totally love it even more. We got to restore mana IRL with some water there. And now we'll drink some water in game to restore mana. And we'll get to it. So we got 2.5 bars of rested only. Not going to get us very far. This is probably going to take us the better part of the day, to be honest. But all in all, I'll have to go back a couple times. It's usually about every 2 hours that I have to go back. Sometimes 3 hours. I guess like luck or unluck. It depends. Like you get those shitty herbs. Like the fucking stacks of these Hearts of the Wild that, I mean, they sell for a little bit, so I'm not about to just destroy them, but, oh, fuck, I used the wrong button there. Oh, that sucks. Didn't even get any value out of that at all, I don't think. I might actually die to this pack, but I have Land Hand, so I should be fine. Yeah, fat fingered the Holy Shield there when I meant to buff Sanctuary. Anyway, yeah, we should be alright, let's see. But yeah, it's probably going to take like 6 hours to do this today, so hopefully I'll be able to finish it, but depends, especially if there's any server issues, I might have to stop. I definitely have about 6 hours, so I expect to be finished before then, but I do have to go sometime tonight, so we'll see how it goes. Another serrated petal, holy shit, that's pretty lucky. Killed 3 packs so far and we have 3 serrated petals. Even if they did nerf it, that's still really profitable. More Lashes Root. Yesterday I got 9 Lashes Root from 1 pack, so that's like that's a full gold from 1 pack, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, I guess they nerfed the rate overall, but this is still incredibly profitable. Now the one thing I have yet to get is a legendary or an epic. I don't know if they changed that. I heard people talking about that in general, in Dire Maul General the other day, about, you know, oh, they nerfed it, you'll never get an epic from these, it's impossible. And somebody's like, no, I got one, shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? So, obviously they're rare. It's not like I got 3 epics while farming this across 3 different characters over about a 5-month span, so I feel like I'm due. I've done a lot of this in the last week, and it would be very helpful if I did, especially if I got one that I could actually use. But the amount of epics I've already bought, and I bought these, which obviously can't drop, but I bought this. I bought this. Actually, one of these dropped. I think it was this. I think Stockades dropped on my priest, and I just gave it to my paladin. I bought that. Bought all the gear I have, basically, as BOE. And I bought the warden staff. I bought the ring on my druid. So, like, yeah, I purchased a lot of epics, you know? And I expected I would be able to at least get one to drop to get some money back. Can you do the Mastiffs in Dire Mall North? Is that another farming spot? No, I haven't tried anything other than this. I don't know where that would even be, but if you can describe it or show me a video of it, I'll definitely check it out. Either way, I think this is probably the place for me right now. I'm still like borderline struggling with this as a paladin, so I can't imagine any place that might be a little bit more difficult would be good for me. So yeah, I'm about to die, so we'll bubble here. Drop Consecrate and finish it off. Sometimes it seems like my defensives are just useless. Like they don't, I take a lot of damage. But anyway. Oh, now that was a good haul. We got 2 Thorny Root and 2 Lasher Root. Or whatever, Thorny Vine I think it's called. Ooh, Lasher Root, Lasher Root. Come on, Epic. Show me I was wrong. And anyway, as Alliance, we're just gonna die here because it's not worth fucking around with all these horde gankers outside. People who are just like, I guess what they're doing is, I remember people used to say this on the old NOS when it was up that, like, the queues are so long on the weekdays that people had to come out here to gank to get some extra honor because otherwise, if they only did Battlegrounds, they would never gain rank. So, I don't know. I'm doing it as a hunter for gold. Oh, I see, for gold. I see, cool. Yeah, maybe. I'll give it a shot. I don't know, as a hunter, if it's... You have to solo things, or is it just an AoE grind? Either way, I'll check it out. But I don't know if that's true, like the whole, like, oh, I have to kill random people walking by in order to get ranking. I guess if people are doing that, then I could understand why they're operating in such a perfunctory way as just, like, standing in the middle of this fucking doorway and stopping people from going to their 5-man, you know? It makes sense to me if that's the case, but, like, if that's not the case, if you're just out here because you want to PvP a little bit, then you're a fucking jackass, honestly. Like, I don't know, man. It's, you know, this is the way I look at it in Classic. World PvP happens all the time, no doubt, and that's definitely not a bad thing on a server like this, but it happens in 2 ways that really frustrate me. It happens basically both ways summarized to, you're attacking me when you can tell I clearly have no interest in attacking you. That is when you're being a fucking jackass, because that's like stabbing somebody in the fucking back in real life. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna fight, why don't we fight on a fair term, you know? And the number one that really pisses me off is I'll be attacking a mob. Like, all right, I'm clearly grinding or doing quests or something like that, and somebody comes up and starts attacking me while I'm attacking the mob. It's like, okay, I'm dead now. There's nothing, I mean, oh what? So I gotta kill the mob first and then kill you in the time that you have to kill me when I'm already low health because I'm attacking the mob. That's just... And I've seen people make, like, montages of them doing this. It's like, oh, look at the epic world PvP classic. Oh, boy. Oh, I killed that guy who was attacking a mob. Oh, boy. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, I'm not going to be able to kill you. There's literally, like, you're just being a fucking retard right now. And it's even worse at low level because you definitely don't gain anything from it. But then the other thing is when I'm, like, running into an instance and people are just sitting there camping the instance. Like they do here all the time. It's like, dude, I'm not trying to fucking PvP right now. I'm trying to go play the game. I'm trying to enter a fucking instance. You know what I mean? And you're preventing me from doing that. That, if you ask me, that should be like something that is bannable. Like, you should not be able to just sit outside of an instance and prevent people from doing it. But luckily they can't prevent people from doing it. They're just wasting their own time. That's cool. I'll check that out for sure afterwards. It's interesting. I didn't realize that I knew that you could farm these bugs in Dire Mall North. I've seen people do that, but you gotta do some weird shit, and I don't think I would want to do that anyway. How much? How good is the gold gain? So we have a checklist once we hit 60 as well. I guess I need to train spells. Like, that's number one. That's probably going to set me back. So whatever gold I have at the time, I need to kind of make sure I save. I was going to buy the Boots of Avoidance immediately. Like, I'd imagine I'll have enough money to buy them before I hit 60 today. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to save all gold and make sure I have all the spells I want first. Because I could easily see it. Like, I bought spells at 58, and it took like 40 gold to buy it. So I was like, fuck, maybe it lag. Maybe it's better if I just save it. And yeah, it's getting a lot of lag right now. It's probably better if I just save the gold and make sure I have what I need. So it's the weird thing about this is when the server starts lagging like that, everything stops doing and taking damage. It's like, I don't understand. It's like the whole game is lagging. It's not just me connecting to the server. The mobs are lagging too. But either way, I die here. Thanks to the lag. Missed a few inputs. But it's actually weird because, like, it feels like time still passes. Like, I'm trying to attack. I'm using spells, but they're just not doing damage because, like, the server's lagging and it's failing to compute the damage, I guess. But I still use the abilities, right? Like, they've still been used. So I don't know. Anyway, now this next pull is a lot more dangerous, but I still have lane hands. I haven't used it yet today, so. What are my chances of raiding if I play a Prot Paladin? Yeah, no, the complete opposite. Yeah, you'll never raid. It's possible, no doubt, but there's just like, I don't know. You'd have to get in the guild and talk to people about it first. You know, you're not gonna be able to do a pug as a Prot Paladin unless you're like fucking tier 6 geared or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, the spec is not very good for single target tanking. It's doable. All right, people say it's not doable. People say the spec is not playable. That is not true. 100% not true. But it's just a lot worse than Prot Warrior. That's the thing. Like, maybe it would be possible on the server because there's such a lack of tanks. Like, the amount of like tanks there are on the server is like 1% of the population, it seems like. So people might take you just because they would probably have been, well, I don't know, that's probably not even true either, because in raids you only need like 2 or 3 tanks, right? So I don't know. Wait, not in raids. IMO. Wait, what do you state your position? I'm confused. I definitely love Prot Paladin and 5-mans. Like, I play them in all 5-mans all day, man. Clear every 5-man easily as Prot Paladin. But yeah, once you're in a raid and you're competing with like classes that are doing balls to the walls damage, they have like full consumables and shit like that, you're gonna struggle to keep threat, and you're probably gonna struggle to keep mana as well. That's another thing that Prot gets in TBC. It's that spiritual attunement, I think it's called. It's like whenever you receive healing, you gain a little bit of mana back. That's a very important thing for tanking bosses. People don't understand that, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen paladins tank raids for sure. I know that for a fact, but it's just like, are you, you're gonna have to join a guild that supports it first of all, and that might be difficult to do. And trying to convince somebody to take you as a pug, probably not gonna happen. Unless they're like, yeah, we could use another paladin, so just come along. That could happen that way, They're like, yeah, we have like 3 paladins, so we could use you to come and buff kings or something like that. First like, on the video? Thanks. I always forget to like the stream. I'll do that as soon as we kill this pack. Oh, that was weird. That was 10 yards. That looked a lot like 20 yards to me. So yeah, just like getting hit on the way there is just not good. It's dangerous. This pull is tough, man. I really hate that that there's no way to range pull. Yeah, that's classic, dude. It's just, the game's just really poorly made. It's just straight up, like, there's nothing else to say about it. There is no point. Like, it's not like they did it with some like grand design scheme behind it. It's just really poorly made. They basically didn't know what they were doing in classic with a lot of class situations. I might die here. Land hands. Alright, we got it. Nice. Didn't need land hands. But anyway, there's a lot of situations that'll be like that. But Paladin is definitely... Oh, Traverse backpack. Nice. 10 easy gold right there. But yeah, Paladin is definitely the primary offender for sure. 100%. Like, there's not another class in the game that's this bad. Enhancement's close, that's for sure. Elemental and Enhance are both like really almost as bad as Prot. The difference is like Prot is a focal point because it's a major role that needs to be filled. You know, you need more tanks always, and one of the 3 specs that can tank is so poor at it, it's unbelievable. They're so ill-equipped to do it. But it's funny because like Consecrate and Ret Ore are so fucking strong. That's like, if they just had a taunt, they would easily be one of the best dungeon, or they would be the best dungeon tank. They already are pretty much, but they would be one of the best tanks in the game. And also, itemization is really bad in vanilla. That's another reason paladins are really bad. In TBC, there's spell power gear, which helps them do their job like immensely, like a ton. It's so useful. And you know, same with Druid. It's another reason why Druid's tough in Classic, because they're very good. Their kit is actually way better than a Paladin's, but they're lacking all gear. Paladin can at least take warrior gear for the most part. They can't take tier. They don't have tier that helps them tank. That's another issue, but they can take all the offset gear, like, you know, other plate pieces and rings and stuff. But like a Druid, there's no leather defense gear pretty much on the whole planet. So yeah, it's pretty tough. Don't you think the community would like if yes? Oh, I say this all the fucking time, dude. I'm glad you agree, because let me kill this pack and then we'll like this video. Anyway, I say this all the time. In fact, they nerfed paladins. There was a bug that I don't know how I'm able to hit that mob from so far away. Anyway, there was a bug that a bug, quote unquote. People were saying it was how it was supposed to be, but I guess it was technically a bug that Consecrate was scaling with attack power. Apparently that doesn't actually happen in the live game until like Wrath or something like that. But regardless, it was making Consecrate do like almost double the damage once you were geared. And that, of course, was a huge buff to both Ret and Prot, 2 specs in this game that are absolutely useless. And there's like, they changed it, you know what I mean? They changed it back to only scale from spell power, which there is no fucking spell power gear in the game, so yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't understand what their motive is behind it. Obviously, they want to make the shit as Blizz-like. I really hate that word, but as Blizz-like as possible. But if you ask me, you're just... Oh my god, another one. If you ask me, you're just devaluing the game. Like, you know, saying Blizz-like is good. Like, you want to make the game as good as it can be, right? That's why you're saying Blizz-like. You want to make it as good without bugs as possible. But when you're re-implementing bad things about the game, that's like, then you're kind of questioning what Blizzard was doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're agreeing with the bad decisions too that could easily be slightly altered. I'm not even talking about massive changes. Like, I'm not talking about, you know, like the mail system, you can only mail one thing. I'm not talking about rewriting the code so you can mail 2 things, more than one thing, you know? I'm just talking about buffing paladins a little bit. Just buff the off specs a little bit, and the game's better for it. I don't see how it wasn't the case. I don't see what universe you're living in where more balance is a bad thing. I mean, this is one of the major things that the live game struggles with constantly, keeping the classes in good balance so they're all viable. If there was a situation where one of the tanks simply could not tank raids, like, nobody would play the fucking game, man. That's and to say that, you know, like, oh, we want to make it as Blizz-like as possible in 1.12, which was 4 months, less than 4 months before 2.0 comes out. It's like, yeah, okay. Or we can just wait fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. In like 4 months time, which means when 1.12 came out, they were already working on 2.0. In 4 months time, they completely rebalance all the classes, you know? So it's like, all right, yeah, sure, it's Blizz-like, but even Blizz wasn't Blizz-like at this point. They were already going to rebalance the classes. Everybody knew they were, so I don't know, it just seems weird to me. But obviously that's the way it's going to go here, so can't really complain about it. Looks like a death here. Let's just go and use it since I haven't used it yet. Anyway, I completely agree. Yeah, it definitely does suck. Like, But don't get me wrong. You can still do these things. I think a lot of people will like want the challenge more than anything. Like some people might see a buff to like ret or prot as like a gimmick. You know what I mean? I see it as balance, but it's still possible to do these things. And I'm gonna tell you why. The only reason it is possible to do these things is because in Classic, the game is also, like, the PvE is this poorly balanced as well. So, for example, you know, like, sure, prop paladins are terrible, and they don't have a taunt, a ranged aggro, or any spell power gear in the game to help them tank. But they're still able to do it because the game is, like, it's so easy. Like, the mechanics are so basic, you know what I mean? That you could bring 40 mages to a raid, and you'd still be able to kill bosses, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of shit that, like, in Classic, you could bend a lot of rules. The game is not, like, they don't have hardened rage timers or, you know, tank swaps. Like, all that's the way you break it, right? Paladin is unplayable if there's ever a single boss that you need to taunt off constantly. If there was no way to swap threat as a Paladin regularly, you can do it once. And maybe twice if you like really watch Omen or whatever it's called now, KTM. But if there was a boss like on Live and Legion where you have to swap every few seconds, you can't play the spec. You know what I'm saying? But because the mechanics are so like ill-designed, they're so basic, you just go. You just can do it. You know what I mean? If everybody around you supports it, that's the main reason you can't tank as a Paladin in a raid. Because everybody around you is not going to support it. They're just going to cry. They're going to be like, just bring a fucking warrior for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Somebody who could taunt when you lose aggro. Because if you lose aggro on a boss, you're pretty much fucked. Although a lot of bosses are taunt immune, I'm pretty sure. But regardless, a lot of reasons. Anyway, that's kind of how it works, you know? And it's the same way in 5-mans. Like, everybody's like, oh, you got to go slow. You got to CC. It's like, or you can go so fast that nothing does anything. You know what I mean? Like, bring 2 mages and a fucking warlock, you don't even need a tank. I mean, I do this shit all the time. We did that Skullmance the other day, and we pull all those whelps and shit. It's like, I'm not even going to try to tank them. There's no point. The mage and the warlock are going to fucking kill these things before they even get to them. That's how good the class's AoE is, you know? So it's like, there's a lot of rules that you could bend. People think like, oh, you got to, all right, mark the skull, and then mark a sheep, and mark a sap, because there's no way we're ever going to fucking possibly be able to do this. This game is so fucking difficult. It's so perfectly made. There's no way we're ever going to be able to kill this. It's a pure PvE challenge here, guys. This is Classic. It's like, in reality, you're playing this, like, half-cocked version of what the devs thought was going to be challenging, but in reality, you know, like, gear and a few abilities in general completely trivialize the difficulty. And, like, that's the main challenge of tanking, right? It's like everybody remembers tanking as, like, this, oh, God, you have to be really good to be able to tank. As a warrior, as a paladin or a druid, you do 6 times more threat than they do. But you don't have any gear. And there's nothing you can do about that. You can't outskill the fact that you don't have that you have gear itemized for your spec, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do about that. So, that's just kind of how it is. Keeping threat was, like, the main mechanic in Classic. But really, after that, once you had threat, there was nothing. You don't have any defensives. You can't. There's no active mitigation, which is like the biggest thing that sucks about tanking in Classic. If you're trying to keep yourself alive, you better bring some potions, because that's the only thing you're going to be able to interact with regularly on like a long, impactful CD that is going to help you stay alive. As any class, you know, you can lay on hands yourself once every fucking day, basically. Oh, great! Thanks for doing that, man. Yeah, I'm going to be playing a lot of Classic over the next few days, so hope to see you here. Like I said earlier, the plan here is to immediately go do BRD as soon as we're 60. It's probably not going to be today, though, just because I assume this is going to take up the whole day today. I'm not sure. We'll see how this goes. We're already 2.5 bars in, but of course that was with rested. We've been going for a half hour. So if we get 2 bars a half hour, yeah, okay, it's gonna take a long fucking time. Take like 8 hours. Now we're dead here. I didn't even realize. Wow, holy fuck. See, I just don't get it. Sometimes I just die. Like, sometimes the mobs just do so much more damage to me than they do other pulls. I guess it's blocking and luck and stuff in general, but that's the thing that sucks, man. That's definitely my least favorite part about this. It's so inconsistent as a paladin. As a priest, when I was doing this on my dwarf priest leveling, it was easy mode. Especially once I got, like, I was 55 when I tried it and did it pretty well. Once I got 56, it got easier and easier, you know, because I got more mana and more health. But in this situation, I'm basically waiting for the mobs to kill themselves. Which sucks to say. Like, I'm basically not doing very much damage to them passively. They're taking almost as much damage as I'm doing from just thorns or red aura. So, yeah, kind of waiting for them to kill themselves. And if you don't survive it, you don't survive it. There's nothing you can do. As a priest with Holy Nova, I had 10 Holy Nova casts. If I did not kill them in that period, I would be out of mana and they would be able to kill me easily. But with Holy Nova, I'm healing myself as well, so it's basically never in any danger. I couldn't die as long as I killed the mobs before I ran out of mana. With the Paladin, it's the complete opposite. I can't kill these fucking mobs on my own. I have to, like, they have to be in the Consecrate, they have to be taking Holy Shield damage, and they have to be taking Red Ore damage. There's nothing else I can do. So, if I run out of mana, I'm dead, because that's it, but that's usually not what happens. Usually I have plenty of mana, it's just the mobs kill me. They kill me before I kill them, and there's no way I can prevent them from doing that, other than bubbling. So, it's kind of unfortunate when you're doing this, but I definitely do feel it's the most consistent way to get the higher levels, 55 to 60. If you're able to do it, I think it's very worth the while because, you know, I've made all this gold. I got 2 Traveler's backpacks, so that's 20 gold sitting in my bag right now. And of course, all this gear I have gotten from doing this. You know what I mean? Not that obviously, but everything that's BOE, pretty much all of this gear is BOE. That's from a quest, but almost everything else is BOE. So, purchased everything just from doing this. And that's the good thing, like, when you do it straight, like, I don't have to farm at all now at 60. I'm pretty much where I need to be to go right into dungeons. And I could use a piece or two that's a really high budget piece. But for the most part, I mean, this is pre-raid this is best in slot, period. I don't think there's better shoulders for Paladin in the video game. Maybe in like tier 3 or something, but yeah, a lot of these pieces are going to be better than most raid gear. So I died right here too, right at the start. It's kind of funny. Usually if I die, it's to the 2nd or 3rd pack because, like, I don't know, CDs are off. I think I had no mana for bubble as well, though. I just played poorly there, start to finish. Anyway, now we gotta heal up and we'll do it again. But yeah, this might hopefully this will be done. I don't know, we'll see. I need to figure out, I need to like eat at some point too today. But I've cleared my schedule. I'm not gonna do anything else today other than level this Paladin. I'm trying to push for the finish here to get to 60, so tomorrow I could do BRD ID. You guys excited to see some BRD, man? I'm pretty excited. I haven't done BRD since the relaunch, so I'm excited to do it. It's been a long time. It's definitely my favorite dungeon in Classic, although it's, you know, it's pretty easy. It's technically a leveling dungeon. I love it. It's definitely, it's like the, oh yeah, I keep forgetting there's only 4. It scared the shit out of me. I was like, why is there only 4? Anyway, it's like the quintessential dungeon of Classic, you know? It's basically a city, you know? It's like Orgrimmar was a fucking 5-man. We're assaulting an entire city, essentially. And that is really cool to me. Oh yeah, any 5-man with the Paladin is going to be easy mode. And that's the cool thing, like I genuinely enjoy tanking on these classes as well. And with this add-on that I made the video on yesterday, it's very easy to find groups, like so much easier than actual, like without the add-on. So I am going to just do dungeons. Like that's what, you know, that's what I plan on streaming. I'm just gonna do dungeons, even when I don't need the gear from them anymore. Like so for example, my druid, I was gonna play that today, but I wanted to try to level this paladin. On my druid, I still need Dire Maul West, so I'm going to do Dire Maul West first. Like that's what I'm gonna look for a group for. But once I get the trinket, and I think there was something else in there that I needed, then I'm just gonna do any dungeon. You know what I mean? I don't care. I'm still gonna do dungeons all the time because that is the #1 thing I love about all versions of World of Warcraft, Legion, TBC, Wrath. And Wrath's dungeons were fucking terrible compared to any other expansion. But regardless, that is like the main reason I like to play old versions of the game, because their dungeon content is very rich. And Classic is, of course, no different. The difference in Classic is the dungeons have no real incentive to do them, so I kind of have to do them as a tank. Like, if I was... It's so much harder to find a group as anything other than a tank. You'll just be sitting there spamming all day. I mean, you're basically just sitting there waiting for a tank. And, yeah, that's not necessarily fun. Not necessarily fun for anyone, so... Alright, here we go. Stupid trees, taking their time. Game of Thrones marathon continues today as well. I was tempted to watch it, but Season 2 is my favorite. I might try to watch one of the early episodes. I don't know, like the first 2 episodes with like Renly they're really, I love like Renly's camp. It's really like the high fantasy or like the low fantasy feel that I love about Game of Thrones. But lag. So how like, the mobs just like catch up to me all of a sudden? Like I'm already at like 80% health before I even get back. It's really bad. Alright, taking a lot of damage this time. Definitely going to be using bubble here, I think. Oh, we got a couple of crits there. Just go ahead and bubble. So, with Bubble, the difference between Bubble and Bop is that Bop is only physical, first of all, and they do the shadow damage, so it's not worth using. And even if it was, you can't attack while you're bopped. And a lot of the times, you can still attack while you're bubbled, but it's 50%, or I think it's like 100% slower, right? Yeah, it's actually like twice as long to auto attack, the swing timer. But you can still do it, and you know, you're not taking damage, so every time you attack with Seal of Light on, you're just healing yourself, basically getting a small heal every second. So that's actually really good value to bubble while you're doing this. And then the mobs are still, for some reason, even though, I guess this is how it's supposed to be, but even though you're immune, they're still getting hit for red aura, so that's very good. The mobs are still dying somewhat, you know, you drop Consecrate, then bubble, they're taking full damage other than the block damage that you would be doing, and you're able to heal up a little bit. Also, wouldn't mind a book if you guys haven't been watching me do this. I've still yet to get a good book. I've gotten the like gray flint or whatever, like the pocket lint, like 10 times now, and I got the mage book. I actually have it right here. But me and Gizmo looked at what the mage one was, and it's fucking 8 mana per second. The trinket is a 8 mana per second trinket as a fucking mage. Wow, that has got to be the worst one. It's unbelievable, man. Some of them are better than others, but that one is just useless. So this is never going to sell. So if for some reason anybody has a fucking mage that you want this on, let me know, because I'll just happily give it over. But I don't think anybody would ever equip that for any reason. Literally, it's barely better than no trinket, because you're not going to get use out of MP5 as a mage, are you? So even if it had like 8 int instead of 8 MP5, that would be so much better for a mage. Now this one goes flawlessly. Look at this. Everything's dead. I'm not even under half health. Pretty crazy. Try to move that one up, JK. So yeah, it does kind of suck when you're not able to like move them out, because Sometimes you miss, like, I actually miss loot. I probably miss loot in here plenty of times. It's hard to tell because if they're all stacked directly up, then you can see them sparkle, but when they're kind of like staggered like this, it's kind of difficult to see the sparkle. That shield? Yeah, I got Skull Flame. That's what I'm saying. Everything I'm wearing, I purchased while doing this, so even if it's a little bit slower to level, I'd say it's worth it. So I'm ready to rock. Like, as soon as I hit 60, I'm pretty geared. I could probably, like, if this wasn't such a shitty fucking video game, I could probably go right into tanking raids, you know? Second I hit 60. Don't even have to do any real gearing. This is best in slot forever. Best in slot forever. Not best in slot forever, but arguably better for prop paladins than the Dracarian deflector. These are pretty fucking good, to be honest, for level 54 greens. There's better rings out there, but you know the defense is very helpful. The only thing I'm really missing is, of course, trinkets. My trinkets are garbage, and my weapon is garbage. If I had a good weapon, then I would be ready to rock. Like if I lag. Oh, wow, look at that. That's fucking lag right there. Anyway, if I did a couple Dire Maul West runs sub 60, like if somebody what? Anyway, join the best guild. That's pretty funny. It tries to trick you there into thinking they're actually the best guild when they're not. But if I was able to get a few pieces out of dungeons that were sub 60, you know what I mean, which is very easy to do, I would be able to hit 60 and be pretty much pre-raid best in slot. But of course, pre-raid best in slot as a prop paladin is pretty much irrelevant because you're never going to actually need the gear in the raid because you're not going to be in the raid as a prop. So that's probably what I'll do. That's kind of like, that's another good thing about tanking. You can control a lot more variables, you know, so it's like if I need something for prot when I'm holy that a warrior needs or something like that, people are going to be like, oh, you faggot, you're not allowed to need on that. But if I'm the tank, it'd be like, hey, I'm only here to get holy gear. And they're like, just come, please, please. I will join any group, please. You know what I mean? Like, that's basically how it is on this server. There's so few tanks. And in fact, it's kind of an issue because, as you guys, if you watch me do Dire Maul West on my druid the other day, oh boy, that was a fucking nightmare. So that's like another, you know, like those people have as good of a chance to get a tank as anyone else, you know what I mean, when there's just few tanks. And I joined the group and they were basically like 4 people that would be buying a CM boost on live. Like they were useless. Holy fuck, were they useless. 2 of them were like not geared at all for dungeons, and that's saying a lot, right? Because this is classic. You really don't need that much gear, but like the mage and it was the hunter and the shaman had like didn't even have gear in some slots. They had like white items in 2 slots and shit. Hey, Frost, buddy, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? I watch your videos. You're a good guy, man. Thanks for stopping by. I heard they modified a bit of the packs in Dire Maul East. So yes, they definitely did, and the changes they made in Dire Maul East is from the original Nostalrius. This is the trees, like the paths, the patrols. They move a lot faster. They run pretty fast. In fact, it's kind of dangerous on one of the pulls because of it. And it's also more dangerous to jump down now because you have to time it perfectly. If you don't jump down at the exact right time from upstairs when you're doing it that way, then you could aggro the pap. And they also increase the aggro radius on the big mobs. So the trees upstairs, like the big trees upstairs, they will aggro very easily. You cannot do this sub 60 anymore. You cannot jump down sub 60. They will aggro 100% of the time you try to jump down. But then in general, I guess they've nerfed the item allocation. Like it seems like you just get less loot overall. It's not like I'm getting less graze. I feel like that's what they should have did if they wanted to nerf it. But I'm just getting less loot overall. Like after an hour, I still only have like less than a stack of the graze and stuff, you know. And I've yet to get an epic either, but that's of course hearsay. Yeah, sure, man. But in general, it's still very doable. I've been doing it since 55. I actually have a video on the channel about how to do it at 55. but it's quite dangerous as a prop paladin. It's really a summation of all the issues, like they nerfed consecrate damage, and it's a little bit more dangerous in general as a paladin just because you don't have any ranged pulls. So I wipe in here somewhat frequently, but otherwise it's still very profitable. Like I said, I was able to buy all this gear before I even hit 60. See all this gear? Look at how good all this gear is. That's a joke. Anyway, we have naked gear right now. But yeah, all the gear I have was purchased from doing this, so. Alright, let's drink up, and we'll do another run. Yeah, I can agree with that, to be honest. Like, I feel like they try to make it less mindless. Like, you actually have to be able to play the video game to be able to do this now. You have to have a working brain. And, you know, I don't want to sound like a racist, but I think a lot of the Chinese people were, like, borderline botting. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they were doing, but watching some of them play the game was like, are you a real person? You know what I mean? So, I don't know if it's the latency or whatever, but it's definitely a little bit more, like, brain activity is a little bit more required now. Couple crits, not too bad. Take a crit there as well, though, from the melee. Should be able to finish him with just melees here. Get down to about 700 health, so that's not too bad. That's like probably like 10% health, so yeah, not too bad at this point. It was pretty dicey at 55, but yeah, for real. It's hard not to be, I don't know, like if you said that about any other nationality in any other situation, everybody would freak out, but it's like the people who are playing from China are playing the game for a very different reason than most people are playing it, and it's unfortunate. Like, it's hard not to not to be prejudiced against them. Yeah, mana wise. We'll just heal up here. Take one of these mushrooms that we don't use. But either way, it's definitely, like, I feel like before the pats were so slow that you'd be able to just like go with your eyes closed and kind of bot it, you know what I mean? So I think that's probably a main reason why they changed it. A lot of people think it's a bug, but I'm convinced that they did it on purpose. But yeah, I guess so, right? That's what I'm saying. They're playing the game for very different reasons. There's no doubt about it. So this is the pat that I was talking about before. It was much more dangerous than it is on the previous version. They run really far and for a lot of time. So if I went up to grab those mobs, I would not get them clear of that pat before they come. So there's basically only a 10-second window to pull this pack here. And it's particularly dangerous as a paladin because, of course, I have no ranged ability. So I have to wait until they bank left and then all the way back across. And at that point, the other pats are not there either. So luckily, I mean, they could have just changed the pathing as well. Like if this pat, the back pat was coming through at the time this pat, the front pat was like going up, then it would be impossible to pull these as a paladin. But I popped the fucking shield early. Let's try to get some value out of that before we move. We are gonna have to move though, so this is probably gonna require a bubble here. Let's just go ahead and go. But that pat is gonna come right back by here, so need to be careful of that. Cognizant, really. Like I said, you know, I have to have a brain. What I saw a lot of people doing was they would just jump down and fight the mobs where they stand. But like if I did that, I would aggro now, so it's not an option. Yeah, but it's really just the speed of the mobs. Oh, what the fuck's going on? It's really just the speed of the mobs that have drastically changed the ease of this. I wouldn't say anything like does more damage in here than it did before, but you are a lot more susceptible to aggroing things that you did not intend to aggro. But still got 2 Traveler's Backpacks after 54 minutes of being live, so at least 40 minutes of playtime in here. That's true, I forgot I was getting ganked for a while there. So that's like, yeah, probably 40. I've been in here for 40 minutes probably. I think this is probably my 3rd reset maybe. I don't know. It takes a while as a paladin. I'll never hit the instance cap right now. Maybe when I'm 60 and more geared, but it's just like things take too long and you have to constantly drink every pull, so. Next rank of Consecrate is probably gonna do, it's probably gonna impact this pretty well. I think I've seen people doing like 70 ticks with Consecrate. Mine ticks for like 36 right now, so. I assume that was on the old core though when Consecrate was affected by attack power. Alright, so as soon as they clear out, these 2 packs come right by this pull here. And they run quick obviously, so you have to be cognizant of that too. You have to make sure the window's there. And it's just, you know, the window is there as soon as they start padding away basically. As soon as they cross the midline, then you're good. And just stun on the pull to gain a little bit of a defensive benefit. And that's that. I always try to snipe the lower ones. Sometimes I don't do it. If you see me not do it, it's because I feel like I'm ahead health-wise, and I want to try to get them all down evenly. But in general, if you're behind it all, just try to snipe the low ones that are getting hit maybe by a crit or 2 from, or just, I guess, a better damage roll. And then you end up here, you know, 50% health and 1 mob. Corny Vine, you guys see that? Ugh, that's just really good. But yeah, overall, less loot, it seems. Plenty of these fucking living essences that nobody wants. Then we're going to do a living essence giveaway at level 60, guys. So make sure you stick around. We're going to give away living essence. It's going to be really good. You guys are really excited for that, I'm sure. Just going to do a raffle for everyone who's still watching at the time. I used to think like it would have been cool if it's like if you can get people to watch do this all day and just like give away any type of like high value piece, but I've been doing this for like, I mean, I have to have spent like at least 2 days in here now, like it's like 48 hours in here now since the servers came up, and I've still yet to get an epic, so if that was the case, not many people would be hyped about that. Another window here we have is this pack here, so I could pull right now, but it's probably a little dicey. We'll just wait until they extend all the way down. They're going to extend past this death lash here, and once they do go backwards, then we'll grab them again. But as you see, like you used to have like probably a minute, like each patrol, like especially this one, its revolution would probably take a full minute. Now it takes like 20 seconds, so I think they just move 50% faster or something like that. All right, here we go. So I try to pop Holy Shield early. I want the target, like what I'm targeting is Holy Shield to have 4 seconds left before it starts expending charges. It usually takes about 4 seconds when I'm fighting these mobs to expel all 4 charges. And then that's a very good defensive benefit because I basically just put another 4 charges up immediately after those 4 are gone, you know? And it's really, if I don't do it properly, you can tell I take a lot more damage and do a lot less damage. But yeah, right now I'm gonna die, so we're just gonna bubble and hopefully we'll finish these mobs off. We probably are still gonna die here. I have the life gem, which I should probably just use. But yeah, once again, just the RNG here is quite brutal. And now I'm completely out of mana. There we go, Holy Shield, so that should be all we need now. 1 charge of that should be enough to finish the mob. Oh, dodge! Oh, almost killed me there. Unlucky. Cool, and then we take our gear off and die and reset the instance, because if we don't, we're gonna get camped for 60 hours outside. Very good. So we're almost a quarter of the way to 60, and it's been less than an hour. So about 3 of those bars were rested. So yeah, this is gonna take a while. I may not finish this today, but I'm gonna try my damnedest. I don't think there's any other way to consider leveling any faster than this though, so I'll probably just stick this out. But hopefully it'll be interesting enough to do all day. I've not really sat down and done this all day. I've only really kind of done it in spurts, so we'll see how I can keep myself entertained all day. But regardless, it's great gold. Bags are already almost filled up, so probably another, I don't know, depending. The problem is once the bags fill up that I can't die, I can't like kill myself anymore easily, then it starts to become very low value. Like what's gonna happen at some point is I'm not going to be able to put all my gear in my bags, and at that point then I have to start running. Like I have to reset the instance the other way and go outside, and then I die to allies or to ganks from undead basically. That's all there are here is undead. So that kind of sucks. But the other option is to just die with the gear on. Like, so realistically there'll only be like 2 or 3 pieces at first that I can't put in the bag. At that point it might be worth it depending on which pieces I put in the bag, I guess. Actually I should probably pay attention to that because you don't have to take the cloak off. And rings too. Rings don't have durability, right? Yeah. So rings and cloaks and probably trinkets too, right? Yeah, so there's 5 items that I don't need to put in the bag, so I should pay attention to that. So if that comes up, I could take a look at that too. But after that, once the bags are like entirely filled up, then I probably just need to go back and sell. Too bad there's no like vendor. Have you found anything good from 55 until now? Hey, you can call me Metro, by the way. Ace is just the name of the channel. But anyway, I have not really found anything spectacular, no, unfortunately. I told the story earlier, but usually I expect to get like at least 1 epic per probably like 4 or 5 days of farming this, and I have yet to get a single one. So I don't know, they might have nerfed the drop chance on that too. Possible drop chance maybe just gone now, I don't know. But regardless, I've not gotten anything of great value. I've not gotten any of the good greens either. There's like sometimes the greens can be even better value because if you can get like the random nature resist rolls to be like on an important piece, like something that there's no other nature resist on. I think it was like boots. I think I got like boots that were like, they sold for like 80 gold or something like that. Green nature resist boots, something like that. I can't remember, but I've not gotten anything like that. The highest value things I've gotten were just the herbs. The herbs still, like a stack of ghost mushrooms still gonna sell for like 14 gold. I sold a stack of Fade Leaf last night for 13 gold, stack of Dream Foil for 15 gold the other day. But then other than that, it's just Traveler's Backpacks. And occasionally you'll get like a green weapon. It's not going to go in the auction house, but it'll vendor for like 3 gold. So that's really as high profit margin as you can get at this point. I don't know. It does seem like they nerfed it outright, but I can't say for sure. Camera. Yeah, so nothing like particularly lucrative, but there's always the possibility of it, unless of course they did make it 0. So all it would take is one item and you'd be flush, you know what I mean? Like if a Kroll's Blade drops. So I've gotten Kroll's Blade, Freezing Band, and Stockade Pauldrons to drop in here. And Stockade Pauldrons I'm wearing, but the Kroll's Blade and Freezing Band I probably sold for like well over 100 gold each, if not 150 each. I think I might have sold the Freezing Band for like 150. Oh wow, okay, just died. Anyway, yeah. That's the risky run sometimes. It's Paladin. Just take hits that you can't survive. Let's see if we could scope out the damage. Yeah, it's that Whiplasher's Lash of Pain. That's, as you see there, 181 shadow damage. There's a lot of damage. 142, some of it was resisted. 192. Yeah. So that's another thing I didn't even know about when I was doing it on the priest. a name of the shield. It's just called, you don't know what the shield is? Skull Flame Shield. I'll have it up while we run back for you. Very high profile shield. Surprised you haven't seen it before. It's a very like iconic shield because it looks like it's from like a 1999 game, a game from like the 90s, PlayStation 1 graphics on the shield. But it's like iconic enough that it doesn't even matter how poor it looks because it's like, it's just this giant skull on a fucking shield, you know what I mean? It looks crazy. It's a BOE. I bought it for like 180 gold, I think. It's kind of cool. Wait, can you not zoom in on Classic? No, I guess not. That sucks. Anyway, if you have a look at like the outer rim, it's like incredibly low quality. But then I guess most things are in Classic, but it's just crazy to look at how, like if you put that on any of the loot, even from like Wrath, it just looks absolutely terrible. It's really, it looks like they didn't even try on this piece to me. Like it looks like it's like a meme, like a fucking joke. You know what I mean? It's just this giant shield. This can't block anything. Think about using this in real life. Think about, look at the shape of it. That's not gonna fucking block anything. Are you kidding me? People's weapons are gonna get stuck in the mouth. That'd be the worst thing that could happen to you, you know what I mean? It's counterproductive. New player, that's cool for sure. But if you have any other questions, let me know. Happy to help. That's twice now that we died to this opening pack. Bit worrisome. Ah! It's a noise you make when you fall. Alright. Oh, what is that? Trinket? No, offhand. That dropped yesterday. Sells for almost 2 gold, so not too bad. That will not go in the action house. Probably there are much better options for mages, especially the ones that are fire. Hey, we can't see the preview window. Your face is in the way. Right, yeah, I was showing the shield. Oh, you couldn't see this shield either? Shoot. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, my bad. Either way, Skull Flame Shield is the name of it. Yeah, there's not a lot of great places for the cam. I guess maybe bottom right would be better. But the problem with it is, like, I don't know. It's a long story. Has to be on the left side of the screen, at least. It'll look good. I used to have it on the chat, but I don't know. I like people reading the chat, especially on live, but also in Classic, because when you're in a group, like it's, you know, when you're doing groups and stuff, sometimes the chat's really funny. And half the time I would be reacting to the retarded shit that people are saying in the chat, but then you guys couldn't see it. So I think a lot of people try to hide their chat just in case like something embarrassing gets said, but I'm not at a point where that happens. So Thorny Vine, and oh, another backpack! What the fuck? We got 3 backpacks, man. 30 gold right now. It's pretty crazy. And these things sell like fucking hotcakes, man. It's unbelievable. Why did I bring up hotcakes? Now I'm hungry. Anyway, they sell. They sell, no doubt. It's actually really easy to sell those things. So we'll wait for a full revolution here. Maybe we'll have full mana by then. But anyway, yeah. I put them up. I put 2 up last night. 10 gold each. Immediately sold. Like the second I put them up, I was like, I think I like put them up and I started looking at gear. I think I was looking at like Boots of Avoidance, see the price check on that. And then by the time I had, like, I was satisfied with what I saw from whatever I was looking at, they had sold. And I put 2 up and I saw the yellow text, like chat was going crazy. So I just kind of caught the yellow text. And I was like, oh, one of them sold. And then I scroll back up and both of them had sold. I was like, oh, what the fuck? So, yeah. That's a quick 30 gold. They're like probably the best thing that I've gotten in here because they sell very easily. I wonder if it'd be better to just not sell them though. I don't know. Like the difference between a 14 and a 16 slot bag just seems trivial to me. It's great like if you have the money to get while you're leveling though. Like if you're like level 12 and you have fucking 4 travelers backpacks, let's rock, man. You're playing the game, you know. Like you're not gonna have to go back nearly as often. That's the one thing that sucks about grinding when you're low level. I was grinding on my shaman. I might stream that too at some point, but I was leveling my shaman, which is 42 right now, and it took me a full level, luckily, because I have 14 slot bags. But if I didn't, I would have to go back every little bit. Otherwise, I'm wasting a lot of money. And then you get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm gonna delete this cloth or something, you know, because it's like less value than something else that's dropped. It's unfortunate. It's definitely the one flaw of grinding. What the fuck? What's going on with my character? Where are they at? They're coming, so as soon as we start moving now. Just gotta get out of the way. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're like behind this pillar, you're usually good at least at 59. Lower level, I would aggro them a lot easier, but it does look like we're dead here, so we're gonna bubble. Yeah, we are. I didn't even get the bubble off. That's weird. Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass, man. I really hate this as a paladin. Hopefully it'll get easier at 60. I guess once I'm like fully geared at 60, there won't be any challenge. Maybe just the extra damage from Consecrate, like the next rank of Consecrate and Holy Shield. Hopefully those two things together would be enough to just kill the mobs faster, but there's just such inconsistency. Like sometimes I don't take any damage, other times I can barely survive. I guess a lot of it is just actual melees, whether or not I block them. Oh yeah, flat out resist there. See a full resist. No, they're certainly not. Gotten a lot of unlucky, poor luck in terms of like crits and resists and blocks and stuff today. But that's the run. That's the risky run when you're playing a paladin here. It's so reliant on just straight up tank. Like you have to tank. You can't do anything other than that. Now the one thing that I could consider that would be very worth it. It might be better to just buy a Hand of Edward the Odd. It's a mace that when you attack you have a chance of getting a free spell cast. Not free, but instant cast. No cast time. I think that would probably have been a better purchase than some of the gear I purchased. It's like 350 gold though, so it's quite the investment. But it probably would have saved me a lot. I don't know how often it's going to proc. That's the other thing I was scared about when I was going to buy it. That and the Flurry Axe. Like, I've seen paladins use these to great effect, but I don't know if, like, what they're showing is just luck, you know? It's like, oh, it procs all the time. I don't know if it actually does. If it does, then it's pretty fucking good, but I'd imagine it does not, based on the way Classic worked in my past experience. But if it did work as well as it seems like it does, then I would be able to heal myself constantly. Well, although I would be out of mana, I don't know. It's a trade-off. But I definitely wouldn't be dying, that's for sure. I'd be able to just cast a fucking... heal myself for 1,000, like while we're fighting those mobs. Now I'm going to have to wait quite a while to be able to pull them again. Oh, I was gonna say, it begs the question, is it even worth it? And then I just got two different grays off it, off the same pack, so. Heal up, let's pull him. Shouldn't need mana. We'll just, there's only like 3 left maybe? 4 left, I don't know. Either way, we'll pull them. We'll just consecrate and drop Seal of Wisdom. Today's the day though. If I'm gonna get an epic in here, it's gonna be today. On stream, you guys are gonna see some big reaction there, no doubt. No bout of doubt it, bros. If I get that fucking epic today, man, I'm gonna be screaming, hooting and hollering, as they say. The only epic I really need right now is the Boots of Avoidance, so I don't think they can drop in here, so. Alright. Very easy when you only have a few mobs. Even just one less mob, it's so much easier to survive. Like, the amount of hits you're being bombarded with as a paladin, you're basically, you have to just shrug them off. You have to eat them. There's nothing else you can do about it. It's so brutal. Totally out of mana. It's fine. So yeah, by the time you're 59, you're getting a lot. Well, that one gave, yeah, I guess because that one was 54, yeah. So when I started this, with full rested, I was getting 600 experience per mob. And then obviously without rested, it would be 300. So by this point, we've lost like 40% of the efficacy of the actual experience because they're greens. And then of course, we need a lot more experience to level as well, you know? So from like 55 to 57, this was like a 3-hour process with rested, full rested. But at this point, it's looking more like an 8-hour process now. So I've been going for 1 hour. I think we've probably gotten about that much time in here on actual experience gain. So yeah, that's 1/4. So at best, we're gonna see probably 6 hours, because it takes like, for every hour and a half, you really only get about an hour worth of actual experience, just based on various factors. And you gotta heal up, you gotta drink up, you gotta do all this stuff. If there was a way to just circumvent this. Well, I'm almost out of water already. I've used half my water already. So usually by the time I've used like a good amount of water, that's the time when you know it's time to go back. But either way, by that point, your bags are usually filled up anyway, so it's not really too much to balance. I like to keep 60 water on me at all time. I don't think I ever really go through 60. Even, it would take like a few hours to go through 60, so. But the bags will definitely fill up before I go through all 60. See, like, so this pack, we're dead. Like, we don't have any mana left, and they're still alive. So we have to bubble here. We basically have to try to let them kill themselves, and then we're gonna like rely on a lucky. We're good now, 500 health, but here we go. A little bit of mana back. There's the block, perfect. Can always count on Holy Shield. Holy Shield's very good for actual single target damage too. I really can't wait to actually tank on this character. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. So that time we got 3 roots and a thorny vine from that one pack there. That's it, right? No, we got 2 more Thorny Vine as well. That's like a gold. We just got a gold off that pack. Wait for full mana. It must be awkward. You can't see the mana. Song stuck in my head today. All right. Couple more ticks. And we're good. I don't know if those last 2 ticks were needed, but better to be safe than sorry at this place, that's for sure. Mob like tries to sneak up behind you. That always sucks. Sometimes the mobs move in really weird ways as well. Like they try to get around you, it seems like. I think that's an issue with the server, but I don't know. It happened a lot, and I remember in Mask and stuff as well. You'd just be standing there and mobs would be like spreading out for some fucking reason. Oh, there you go. So that's like, that's as good as the damage could ever get. I still have another Consecrate to drop. Oh yeah, the Drain Life procced. Flame Strike procced as well. That's interesting. So that's Ret Aura, Reflection. Holy Shield, Auto Attack, Consecrate. So as you see, like Holy Shield and Reflection did almost as much damage as Auto Attack. Flame Strike did 500 damage. That's interesting. So yeah, this shield is actually not bad at all. Yes, exactly. That's the song. Yeah, I just don't know why it's stuck in my head. Let's risk it. We'll run out this time. We'll see if there's anybody ganking. Take a little detour. Since we're full health. We got that cloak. It's not a very good cloak. It's not bad. I mean, I would wear that if I was a warrior, leveling warrior. I think there's way better out there. That's the problem. Like, it's so hard to sell greens on this server because there's so many blues. There's so many, like, you know, pieces that would be better. So it's like, if I'm gonna sell it, it's gonna sell for like 3 gold, you know? But realistically, it's just not gonna sell. I don't know why I'm even doing this. There's gonna be like 600 fucking horde out here, guaranteed. If I don't die once, I'll be very, very surprised. There's one guy right there, Toxitron. He's fucking RPing as the boss from Cataclysm. He's not. He's AFK, I guess. I guess a lot of people have just started dying as Alliance. Like the amount of people I see running back alongside me whenever each time I run back. So a lot of like horde are probably just camping the entrance now. Or the roads, I guess, as well. Which is even sillier. Yeah, this is much better if you can do it this way, because now there's like no downtime. I don't have to heal, I don't have to put my gear on. I just jump down, bop myself on the way down, don't take damage, and maybe drink for a second, and we're ready to rock. I'm not even gonna drink. I'm just gonna wait till, because this yeah, perfect. Just gonna wait it out, and eventually the mana will become full, just from passiveness, and we'll be able to aggro things. We'll be able to fight, punch, pow. Imagine if paladins use their fists, that'd be crazy. Drink a little bit of water. IRL, need more mana. IRL. Somebody outside. Anyway, oh, we didn't put Sanctuary on, fuck. Oh, well, let's go. Stun on the pull to create some distance between you and the mobs. Gives you like a good 5-6 seconds where you're not getting hit by that 8th mob. And that makes a difference, honestly. A lot of the times when I don't do that, if like the stun can resist even though they're level 54, it can happen. And it's pretty annoying when it does. Yeah, this is going very well. 4 mobs dead already, and 4 remain. Half health, you know, pretty good. Someday I'm gonna get an epic. Oh yeah, you can't even see what I'm looting either, huh? Maybe I should just move this. Because yeah, it's it's causing more issues than it's worth at this point. When I'm in dungeons and stuff, I could put it back up there, but for now, when we're just talking and doing this over and over again, it's probably better to just have it down here. Like I said, I like having the chat up when I'm doing dungeons because it's funny, especially on this server, man. There's a lot of fucking stupid shit that gets said on this server, but every once in a while something gets said in a dungeon chat and it's like, what the fuck are they? I'll be like, what the fuck are they talking about? Why are they saying this shit? Or they'll be speaking in Russian or something like that, like in that Dire Mall West run, and somebody will need to translate for me in the chat. So that's definitely a case, but for now, just get rid of it. You can see the better picture of where I'm at health-wise as well. All right, so we'll wait until they extend all the way. We probably will gain enough mana back, hopefully. Seems like we might not. Yeah, we'll probably just be good. Where are they? Are they still? They've not even gone yet. My back's itchy for some reason. Alright, here we go. Follow them. Follow them closely. Gotta stalk our prey, guys. Be really quiet. Gotta be really quiet. Shh. Hide behind the tree. Not those trees, the big tree. Alright. Here we go. There's our prey. 7 juicy flowers waiting to be plucked. Oh boy, one's gonna get stunned right out of the fucking gate. Just right out of the fucking gate. And we'll get some, that was the wrong order, but whatever. Let's just fight him here. Get some value out of that misplay there. Try to minimize the loss that we created for ourselves. We are gonna have to move before this consecrate's over probably, so we'll start moving now. Once they bank around to the left, we need to get the fuck out of here. So yeah, let's go ahead and bubble and run the fuck away. And we'll drop Consecrate down here and finish him up here. Alright. Yeah, so it's just really annoying. Like if they just, I don't know. I understand why they did it, but it's not actually stopping anyone from doing this. Why is my back so itchy? It's not really stopping anyone from doing this, and it just kind of is like a pain in the ass, honestly. Just a lot of the difficulty in Classic can be accounted to that type of thing, though. Okay, so we're almost, we have the cap, or the stack cap is 40 for this, and then 20 for this. And I think it's 10 for serrated petals. It might be 20 though. So we're almost at the cap. And we're losing inventory space rapidly as well here. So we have, doesn't say how many slots we have free in Classic, but looks like at least enough for another couple resets. I always check the book over here as well. Sometimes I forget, but it's not here very often, and even when it is here, it's not guaranteed to be very good, obviously, but it's worth checking. You never know when you got a 4's compendium. And it might also be that they nerfed this because, like, I've looted like at least 10 books, and I think 9 of them were the gray. I've gotten one. The first book I looted was the mage book, and then after that, I actually looted that before the mobs got sped up as well, so they might have nerfed that too. Alright, here we go. This is it. We're gonna get a big epic here, man. I'm gonna get 2 epics, actually. Nobody's gonna do that. I don't know why people like go into other people's streams and think anybody's gonna sub to your channel. Honestly, dude, if you wanna grow, we offer free YouTube consultation. If you're even a real person. Help you get more than 250 subs and help you get 1,000 subs in a couple months. Probably less than that. But step 1 is definitely... Ooh, got a green there. What is that? Pretty shitty. Step 1 is definitely not going into random people's chat and channels and asking for subs. Okay, let's eat up. We got a green there. Not quite an epic, guys. It was close. It was close. Just the wrong hue. It's meant to be purple, but it's the text is green. I think it's a bug. I think it's a bug, Nostalrius bug. You know, like fucking shitty. They're not even using the NOS core. Greens aren't even purple. I don't know. It's some kind of bug. But yeah, big issue there, honestly. So we'll see. I might open a ticket about that. Might see if we can get that imbued plate helm turned into the item it's supposed to be there. Pat is finally extended. We're ready to pull. 3, 2, 1. Stun. Sealed light. Consecrate. And we have life gem up if we need it. Holy shield. Consecrate. 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 Very good. Melee. 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 Melee mobs. Come on. Melee mobs. Alright, holy shield. Subbed? Thanks. I'm not. Are you subbed to that dude? Good. Help him out. I doubt he's still here though. Oh, what is that? What the fuck? We just got the we just got the great book that you can get from the one of the book spawns. Okay, so I'm going to be right back. I'm gonna run quick and then grab something to eat real quick. It'll be like 10 minutes hopefully. But I guess I'll just leave the stream on. I don't plan on being gone too long, but so let's run back and we'll jump down and then we'll let the passive regen take over. Oh, yeah, both of you. Nice. Well, that's good. Yeah, so what do we have? 3 slots open still? And then we're gonna have to start. Well, yeah, we really should just change this. I don't know, we don't actually have to take all of our gear off. I take all of these slots off. Back and the rings and trinkets. But that's 5 slots that I don't actually need to take off. Oh, somebody just whispered me saying Merry Christmas with the fucking A in the middle of the word. 10% off for all customers. WVW. I don't think that's the way you type the URL, but I assume he means www.g4gwow.com. Sell gold. 25 gold equals $4 US. And fast power leveling. Am I right? Am I right? Oh my god. What's up, Gizmo? How's it going, buddy? Oh, that's that song that you made the joke about yesterday. It's stuck in my head all night today. Got 3 travelers backpacks waiting to be sold though, no doubt. Gonna be a tasty. And it almost kind of sucks when you're doing this like on a chain like this, because eventually the bag is gonna get filled up with more and more stuff that I need to put in the auction house. So it's like, should I fly all the way to Darn? Because my hearth is in. It is a good song, I agree. My hearth is in Feathermoon Stronghold, just so I could not have to worry about too much nonsense coming out of this place. Alright, so you guys can choose if you even care. Should I... I'm gonna go get something to eat. I need to eat some. Should I turn the stream off so it segments into 2 separate VODs? Or should I just leave it on and there'll be like 20 minutes maybe, max, of like nothing happening for a while? I don't know what the best option is either way. If anyone has an opinion... Yeah, I don't do the emissaries anymore either. I'm probably gonna log on sometime this week and do a couple, but it's just not worth it anymore. Yeah, there's not going to be anything from them that I need other than resources. But anyway, second or two, go ahead and tell me what you guys prefer. I'll be back either way pretty shortly. I just don't know what's better for the health of the stream and the VODs. Probably better to just do 2 segments, but it's only been an hour and a half, so I don't know. Yeah, it's probably right, yeah. Okay, so I'll shut the stream off for probably about 25 minutes maybe now. Take time and actually eat. So I'll be back if you guys are interested in watching again afterwards. We only got about 1/5 of a level. Well, we got 5 bars, so what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 20 bars. So yeah, we're a quarter of the way through. And that was only about an hour, but of course 3 of the bars were rested. So anyway, be back in about half hour. I think you can just leave this page on and I'll just start streaming in, but it'll be broken up into 2 VODs, at least for the people who are interested. So see you guys in a little bit.